Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with news from world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now I got some Taz news. And Taz, I'm explaining to people, we know we don't got that many people watching. And thank those who watch in the first place. You know what I'm saying? We know what time it is, but I'm going to explain again. Taz, Tasmanian Devil from the Looney Tunes. Y'all remember when Taz come, all the other animals scatter and run. No matter what kind of animal now. I ain't talking about just little animals. Elephants be running, lions be in the front running, everybody's running. When Taz come, if you're over 18, you know who I'm talking about. Tasmanian Devil. Well, in boxing, we got somebody that's similar, where the reactions to the people or animals around him are similar. And that would be Guillermo Rigondeaux, small Cuban fighter, one of the baddest dudes around. Guillermo Rigondeaux is about to fight one of the most baddest dudes in the game, period, in Vasily Lomachenko on December the 9th. Now, he's going to go up 2 weight divisions to do so. And we know through the history of boxing, going up 2 weight divisions is something, you can't do. It's very hard to do. That's why they are weight divisions, except for after heavyweight. There's weight divisions because they mean something. 2 weight divisions is a lot. All right? A lot of people, you could do well for a while, but at some point, somebody's going to wear you down. We saw that in the Kell Brook fight when Kell Brook went up to fight Gennady Golovkin. Kell Brook done well those first 3 or 4 rounds. Well, you even thought Kell Brook won that first round because he got stumbled, got knocked a little bit dizzy in that first round. And I still think he came back to make it even or won it. Right? And he was really doing well against Gennady Golovkin. And Gennady Golovkin just kept coming forward, front footing him, and wore him down and broke that eye socket. Right? Kell Brook, Amir Khan went up a little something. He went up from 147 to that 155, that Canelo weight thing. What happens? He got flatlined. In history, it's very hard to go up 2 weight divisions. There's other cases, but 2 at one time and not growing into it is not easy, especially when you're going up 2 weight divisions to fight someone who is considered the best, elite for sure. Elite for sure. Some people have gone as far to say that Vasily Lomachenko could possibly become the greatest of all time. So when you're doing something like that, that's magnanimous. That's incredible. You got a lot of oomph to go do something like that. So Guillermo Rigondeaux is going to attempt that on December 9th in Madison Square Garden. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The WBA, his sanctioning body, well, he's the champion, and they know how good he is. They know the things he's already done in boxing. They are going to strip him if he loses his 130 in this fight at 130 pounds. It has nothing to do with 122 pounds where he's coming from. They are going to strip him of the title. And that is absolutely absurd. It's absolutely absurd. This information is good for anybody. If you're out there and for some reason, who would know why, but for some reason you don't like Guillermo Rigondeaux because someone has told you not to like him because they told you he was boring. I don't see a boring guy breaking people's jaws smaller than these people. I don't see a boring guy able to beat a Nonito Donaire, which was already ridiculous to do so at the time. 30-match winning streak and clowning people. I've documented that. But when they tell you that it's boring, then most people will follow. That's what Bob Arum says every time he gets an opportunity to say so. Right? So we're going to strip this guy instead of celebrate this guy. If he loses this fight to Lomachenko, 2 weight classes, big deal, to be honest. But at least they're going up there to fight. But he should have his belt when he gets back at 122. There's no way they should be stripping him. If so, they would have done the same thing that Kell Brook. The IBF was like, okay, you're going to fight Golovkin, ooh, that's dangerous, but we got your back if you get back and you're healthy. And he wasn't even healthy when he got back. Eye socket was messed up. What happens? They still gave him some time to heal, and he was still the champion. They didn't move Amir Khan, or they don't move anybody from the rankings if they go to do something this incredible. But for some reason, and I have a theory, for some reason, Guillermo Rigondeaux, can we get him out of boxing? We've already blackballed him after he beat Nonito Donaire. but he's hanging around. The man is old, and they still are trying to just get him out of boxing. Why? So all those other names that we know that run from him openly, in most cases, these people ain't hiding about it. I don't think if you ask Scott Quigg or Carl Frampton, who this guy is, man, they're not trying to talk about it. They'll tell you openly. Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mars, and them boys, all them boys, they're not in a hurry to fight this guy. We be talking about Mexican style. Hey, Mexican style. If I was Mexican, I would take issue to this Mexican style. Because what you trying to make? Mexican style, like, Mexican people, we just go in there and we hit each other and we don't move at all. That's not true. And I'm pretty sure most Mexicans are like, man, would you stop saying Mexican style? Like, you try to make like, well, we don't have brains. Right? Our brains, we can get concussed up in here. Don't try to act like Mexican skulls don't get concussed. They're not standing for people stand in front of each other when there's no other options. That's when that happens. That's not no style. Everybody who says they did Mexican style was like, I did Mexican style for 3 or 4 minutes. I'm not going to no fight trying to get hit. No one does that. Remember, you ain't in a rush to get concussed, and neither are Mexicans. Okay, let's get that out of here. So, and that's what Igis Klimas. What is he? He's the I don't know if he's the manager or something for Lomachenko. He was saying this fight is gonna probably be boring the first 2 or 3 rounds for people that don't know what they're watching. I told you that before. But he says after that, after the chess match, it's gonna be okay. This fight's gonna be good. And like I said, you just gotta know what you're watching. It won't be this so-called Mexican style, which does not exist. Unless you're playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots, if anybody can remember that. You hit me, I hit you. No one's doing this. It's not a Rocky film or anything like that. These people have families. No one's doing that. At the end of the day, I'm going to go back to Guillermo Rigondeaux has to go into this fight 2 weight divisions higher and not have his belt if he loses. That is 2 weight divisions down. And we're going to give it to somebody who you already have the best fighter at 122. You know that those guys that were at 122, that are at 126, right, Nonito Donaire included, do not want to fight him. You have the baddest dude. So what we do is we're not going to celebrate this one guy because we got about 6 or 7 fighters that if we celebrate this one guy, then how are we going to sell these other guys? Instead of saying, you know what, other guys, we're going to force you to fight the best. If not, we're going to celebrate him as the best, and we're going to put him at #1 pound for pound, so there's no way around him no more. We're not doing that. We're going to go the other way around, because that's what the consumer would rather have. Consumers not interested in the best. And I'm noticing that about boxing, right? And it's a funny thing when you talk to casual fans, because casual fans ask the question that we don't ask anymore, because we know a little bit more about boxing. We follow a little bit. We don't ask the questions. But casual fans ask the questions. I told casual fans this is what I'm talking about. Casual fans was like, well, they can't do that. Can they do that? Can they take the title from him and do that? Isn't there somebody who watches over that? No, that's the problem with boxing. And Teddy Atlas has said it on several occasions. There should be some sort of governing body to watch out for things like this. And I'm pretty sure if there would be some kind of paragraph, some kind of law or something rule in there saying that if a fighter goes up 2 weight divisions, you will not strip him in that weight division because what he's doing is something extraordinary. That should be celebrated. That should be in the celebrated column. That shouldn't be, with somebody's like, hey, what is that? That's nothing. He's going up to fight what some believe to be the GOAT. One of the greatest of all time. I've heard people, Joe Rogan, let me just say the name, said it. He could possibly be, right? And some people listen to Joe Rogan, and he's #1 pound for pound in some people's list after 10 fights, which means we're projecting, of course, and we also taking into account how great his amateur career was, right? Because after 10 fights and a loss, you probably wouldn't want to put him in front of people that are undefeated or who had a lot more fights. It's kind of blasphemous, but they're doing it. So now that you've done it, if a guy's coming up 2 weight divisions to fight that guy, I think it should be celebrated. Taz Day, Guillermo Rigondeaux Day. We don't strip the man for doing that, but this is how they have been treating this guy from day one. And this is for me, this is me telling. If you don't know, you have to know. And when the fight happens, whatever, it's very, very hard not to go for Guillermo Rigondeaux. When you know these things, it's very hard because he's been fighting people that are bigger than him in the first place. Now he's fighting someone who's way bigger than him and extremely skilled, and he's going to be penalized and punished if he does not win. If you still don't like Guillermo Rigondeaux, I am telling you right now, something is mentally wrong with you. And you're probably a Terminator, which means you probably don't have any empathy or any feelings for other people. Because this is just simply wrong. And it's time that people just, come to the fight and be like, you know what? There should be people right now standing outside of the building, wherever the WBA is. Right now, I don't know where they are right now off the top of my head. I think I know, but I'm not going to say nothing of it. The point is, there should be people outside right now, and they should be striking against that decision to do so. That's how bad this is. There's no way in the world you should be treating a fighter of this caliber, and when you know the backstory, you know that people are. How would I know it? You think the WBA doesn't not know that their champion is being ducked or, like I like to say, avoided openly for years, which means he's financially not being compensated for fighting these guys who know that they're lesser fighters but are getting paid 5 times more. When you know this, you're gonna punish him some more. That's just mean. Some evil stuff going on now. So I'm still the guy. I know a lot of people ain't hating on Satan no more. So y'all like bad guys and bad stuff. Everybody's into Satan nowadays. You mention God, people get mad. They change the Pledge of Allegiance. You gotta take God out of there. So people are, cater to evil right now. Well, those kind of people, well, you got it. You got your evil stuff. So hey, go to the WBA party. Because that's what they are. Because that is evil to do that. So I am going for Guillermo Rigondeaux. I told you, when I'm indifferent, I am going for the underdog here. But I am not indifferent anymore. Right? This has nothing to do with Lomachenko. He's a great fighter. And, it's going to be hard for him too. But he has all the advantages. So he should bring this home. But I am definitely going for Guillermo Rigondeaux to do this against the system. It's about the system who systematically do fighters like that when they feel like it. Because they feel as though they can. And the reason why they can is because the fan does not care. That's the point. So let's go Taz. Let's go Rigo. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm about to here, y'all.